what's going on, everybody? So, I just woke up, and I've actually decided to do this video for quite a while now, and it just so happens to be today, because I haven't been able to do a video for a little bit, and reason why is because of work, mainly, okay? So, today I'm going to be going over the five teachers I've had who I've hated the most. And after this video, you guys will probably understand why you guys, and hopefully by the end of this video, you guys can probably say the same thing. But this isn't just like teachers that I've had in just like the college or high school. This is through I've had grade school, high school, and college, alright? And all of them will be on this list. So, it's just going to be over 5, because I'm not going to go through, like, every single teacher I've hated, but I'm just going to say, like, the teacher from 5, which is being, like, the best out of the worst, and then the number 1 will be the worst teacher I've ever had. And hopefully you guys will understand, like, why these are so hated. Alright, so, my 5th teacher was my 6th grade teacher. She did math and she did history. Alright, and I'm sorry your name is on here, Kimberly Jenkins. Alright? So, the thing about her is that she's not that best at teaching. Like, she can teach, but she's not, like, the best at being at, like, when it comes to teaching. Mostly because it's like, you either need, like, question on a test or homework. She would, like, play on her tablet, and then I said, like, you need help on this question. She just writes down the question, go solve that. She'd write down, and then she'll just pass the paper to you, say, go solve that, and go back to her tablet. That's mainly why, like, she wasn't, like, and then going through, like, questions that we had to do, like, for notes and everything. She kind of just, like, skim over that, just go kind of fast through that. Have you write everything down on paper, and then just, like, go fast through it, and that's basically, like, one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like her, and no one says she is the best at being a math teacher. And then history was actually, she always gave us homework every single day. That was pretty, I mean, the homework wasn't too bad and everything, but it was kind of like a lot of questions, and no one really wanted to deal with that. I mean, I've had other people say that like, giving them, like, papers for, like, history and everything, that's total BS and everything, and yeah, so that's a few reasons why people don't like her. Alright, and then number 4, going into college now, and this guy is Mark Jord. Alright, why people don't like him, there's multiple reasons why people don't like him. One, he's not a good teacher at all. He'll skim right through everything, and when you're writing notes and everything, you don't have time to write notes or anything, because he just goes so fast through everything else, and it's really hard to multitask when you're listening to him, and then you're like doing college notes and everything. He's so fast through everything, and he doesn't explain things very well, like, in a way like you maybe could understand it. He's just not, like, and then I've had my buddy say that there was, like, a bunch of opinion questions and everything you had to do, and he would give you a C, when there's no right or wrong answer to something. So yeah, going through, like, what he does, you basically have to learn everything on your own. He won't teach you anything. No one at the college likes him as a teacher. So that's why I like to call him the Nickelback of teachers at the college, because no one likes Nickelback. Well, some people like Nickelback, like I personally like Nickelback. But, basically everyone hates Nickelback and everyone hates him, so yeah, that's why he's on the list of number 4, which is Mark Jord. Alright, so alright, so that's number 5 and number 4. I'm gonna keep track of this, because I'm basically losing. I basically keep forgetting, like, what numbers I've covered, so I want to make sure, because some of these are actually kind of, like, hard to know, but I do know who the number 1 on this list is going to be, and you guys will probably understand why too. Okay, so number 3 on this list is my 8th grade homeroom teacher, Wayne Stone. Okay, why do people hate him is actually a really weird question. But the main reason why like people don't like him as much as they might think people might think you do is one thing about Stone is that no one really likes him much as a teacher, but they do like him as a coach. You know, I do know that he was the coach for the girls like not volleyball, I don't know, for the girls basketball out of the grade school, and they were basically kind of like almost undefeated for a long time. They even was able to make it into the finals. They did lose that game and they all felt sad about that, but you know, that kind of stuff happens. However, though, the main reason why people don't really like him as a teacher so much is because of mainly that we don't really do like all the book work and everything. And then when it comes to health, we usually have to just like pick a topic and just write about it, like the who, what, when, how, and why kind of questions. And then that's not just answering like one or two, it's actually like filling out sentences for it. And then when it came to history, though, we had to write 5 paragraph things about that topic that he gave us. And then when it came to science, we had true and false questions. But if the answer was false, we had to change the word to make the statement true. And then there was like fill in the blanks questions. There was like 5 of them that no one ever like really like knew the answer to, which. And then like instead of just like the test, because we did have a teacher before that, and he actually gave us like a whole word bank. Which if you guys don't know what a word bank is, it's like it's like it's a little box that teachers gave you, and it has like a bunch of words in it. And when it came to fill in the blank and then true and false, he just had to say if the statement is true or false. We had a teacher before that, and that was for fill in the blanks. He gave us that little word bank kind of thing, and then we just had to say if the statement was true or false. But then when it came to Wayne Stone, he didn't give us a word bank, and then if the statement was false, we had to change it to make the statement true. And then we had like chapter reviews, which was like so inconveniently hard. Multiple question answers, true and the false, change the word to make a statement true. Then like word problems, and that's just something that people really don't like. And then eventually at some point, you know, we couldn't do like book work or something else that helps you learn. We had to do a poster kind of stuff, and let me tell you, my mom and dad got aggravated by doing that because I had to keep using my dad's computer, and then mom had to keep buying poster boards. So that's just reasons why people don't like him, which honestly I don't really personally like. I don't hate him at all, but that's why kind of like some people do. I actually probably should change the title why actually people hate this teacher, not why I personally hate him. Because me personally, I don't really hate Wayne, but I can understand why some people kind of do. Okay, so I've gone through 5, 4, and 3. Here's now the number 2. Alright, so next teacher I have on this list, I'm going to the high school now. People they don't like is Coach Light. Now, this is how a teacher at the high school. I love Light because because he's a coach. He's supposed to push you hard and everything. But the problem that people have with Light is that he says that they're not nice that they're not nice. Like he's like not nice to like other people. Well, me personally, I never had a problem with Light because I really like him. But why people I've heard though that people hear about Light. I don't know if he's actually like still at the high school or not, but they say that the people don't like light mainly because he's just disrespectful like the he's disrespectful to the students there. Which really, I'm pretty sure if you actually just do like how like if you basically do what you're supposed to do, you don't have a problem with him. Like I personally never had a problem with them at all. And but yeah, that's just why people just don't really like Light. That's just like the bottom line is because he's disrespectful to students. Which I mean, I've heard that from other people because I haven't experienced that, but that's what I've heard. I mean, I just heard. I mean, like I used to work at like when I worked at Pizza Man, there was a girl that said there that she doesn't like Light, and the whole reason why she doesn't like Light is because he's not nice to her. Well, I mean, like I said, I've never really had a problem with Light because every time I went to gym class, he was always nice to me, and he even helped me out get a PE shirt when I didn't have one, and I said, when could you actually get me a PE shirt? He's like, I can get you one here in a second. So yeah. But yeah, I really don't understand why people like Light because I had another friend in my PE class that his name was Connor, and he liked Light too. I said, you like Light? He's like, oh, I love Light. So yeah, just some people don't really like Light, but that's just what I go for. Is just because he's not really that good with people, I guess. I don't know. Alright, guys, we have reached the #1 most hated teacher. And this one is the high school. I wonder if you guys can guess it. I'll give you like 5 seconds to guess it. The #1 most hated teacher is at the high school now. Dustin Foster. Why does people hate Foster so much? Well, here's a few reasons. For one, Foster doesn't teach you anything. You have to go online and search everything on how to do everything because he won't teach you anything. I had him for robotics class. And basically what Foster did was he wouldn't teach you anything because we had to put like some like wire things for them. They call them motors, which is how to make the wheels move on your controller and everything. He didn't teach you how to do that. You had to watch a tutorial on how to do that. We had these computer things for my last year at the high school, and he wouldn't teach us anything. Everything that we had to do was on that computer. Like, so what it was, he wouldn't teach us how to put the robot together. We had to do that ourselves. He wouldn't teach us how to program the robot. We had to do all that ourselves. We, like, putting stuff together for the wires and everything on the robot, he didn't teach that. We had to do that all ourselves. When you're a teacher when you're a teacher anywhere, you're supposed to teach people on how to do stuff. Not look on the computer, not to look online and search on how to do that. You have to watch a tutorial on how to do that. What sense does that make? You're not supposed, when you're a teacher, you're supposed to ask. You're supposed to teach people on how to do it. Instead of just watching a tutorial on how to do stuff. And then I had a Fitbit on, which was on my wrist here, and I had teachers because we had a no phone policy at my last year. So then I had a Fitbit on my wrist, and I had teachers ask me. They said, "What is that?" and everything. And since we had no phone policy, we couldn't have like smartwatches or anything. And I said, "Oh, it's a Fitbit." They're like, "Okay, that's all right." And then but Foster didn't even ask who it was, and he just said, and I see that again, I'm gonna have to confiscate it. So he wouldn't even ask me what it was. He just apparently assumed that was a smartwatch instead of like asking me what that was and everything. He just sees he has to confiscate it. Next thing you know, the next day I wear it, and I wear that like the next few days. He sees it on my wrist. He doesn't say a word about it. So, and if you guys actually have and you guys actually probably know a little bit through Foster, because I actually had him like as a teacher. Because, well, I actually had him like in an after-school program, and I'm like, man, a lot of people seem to hate Foster and everything, and I'm not too sure why. Then you have him as a teacher, then you understand why. So, yeah, he won't teach us how to do anything. He just says, like, what we had to do with the robots, which is honestly really annoying, in my opinion. We had to build a robot, have someone program it, and then, team captain basically says, which I was the team captain of my team, we had to just like say like I had to write down. I basically had to write down in the book and say like basically, okay, so here's my plan for like this and that and all that. And then everybody was being kind of like loud in the class for once. So the next thing you know, he came in, and then he says this here. We had to take a test, and if we didn't do good on the test, then we basically failed the entire class, which I did fail. I got 3 out of 13 on that quiz. But really, that didn't really matter to me that much. Because of that. Besides, we had to put in codes, which is like programming for the robot and everything. Well, of course, we were only supposed to have one programmer, but all 3 of us had to put different codes and send that through email to him. Okay, I don't know how to program. The only person that really knows how to program, which our programmer was Derek, though, but Derek didn't know how to program, which honestly, I don't blame him for not programming, because he wouldn't teach us how to program. With Derek, with our programmer, he was supposed to like do the programming, and all 3 of us were supposed to have different codes to program. And we had a person that was building the robot. Since he knew how to build the robot, this was Logan, by the way, someone you guys don't know about. He would put together the robot, and I'm like, well, the way you put together the robot, I would say you probably would know the better codes to like put in for programming for the robot. And he's like, well, basically how this robot is that basically any program would probably work for it. So he basically worked on a little bit of programs to like put into the robot. So yeah, Logan was Logan was basically our fabricator and our programmer. And then when it came to like for the robot, we me and I was gonna say me and both Derek, but that's just me and Derek. Me and Derek, though, and I guess Logan. I guess all 3 of us failed robotics, and that's because of that very reason, because apparently we didn't center in our drive codes, which are programs. But what sense does that make if it's all going to be the same codes, and if one person just sent it to him? Like, seriously, that doesn't make any sense to me, because I saw I got an E in that class, and then I texted Derek. I said, did you get an E in that class too? And he texted me back. He said, yeah, I did too. So then we asked Foster, why did we get that? And he's like, oh, because you guys didn't send your drive codes. And we're like, Logan has our drive codes. But apparently Logan didn't send them to him either. But seriously, I don't blame Logan for that one. I blame Foster for that one. Because like I said, guys, if we have drive codes, we're not going to know any different kind of like programs or anything. So that'd be all like up to him, because we don't know any drive codes or anything. And, well, Logan, I'm pretty sure he knew just like a little bit of programming, but not a whole lot. And then eventually, when we came to that team, we all had to like break apart, because none of us knew what to do. So Logan and I joined another like team, and then Derek joined a different team too. So Derek actually joined a team that Bryce was on, and Bryce and someone else, and then I joined. I kind of like went with Logan and went to a different team. So yeah, that's basically. And then at the very end, I like to think of him as Dr. Eggman from Sonic, because he does sometimes wear glasses. He's bald, and he builds robots. So basically just like Dr. Eggman. He's also a dick. So, all right. So lastly, what I'm gonna go about into this video was at the very end of it. At the very end of the school year, he wanted us to write down like what we've learned in robotics. I'm like, oh yay, here's my chance. So I wrote everything here. So basically, I don't remember like what I wrote word from word, because this was like 5 years ago. But this is what I do remember saying. I wrote down saying, throughout this whole school year on going through robotics, I learned absolutely nothing. Because I feel like because I basically, like, I was just like the same as I started school year. I don't know anything because I never was learned on how to put together a robot. I wasn't learned on how to program anything. And I don't even understand, like, why we have this class if this teacher doesn't teach you anything. How did he get his teaching degree? How did this all happen? And then at the very end of the school year, when he had to, like, collect our robot notebooks and everything on the daily entries, I said, "Here you go, Eggman." And then hopefully he read that and to see how my true feelings were about him. But yeah, guys, they've actually like photoshopped pictures of like different animals. They put Foster's face on and everything. And I've even actually seen people just like search up pictures of Foster, and they would like take that picture of Foster and then Photoshop him onto an animal or something weird and everything. But yeah, guys, that's why people don't like Foster, and honestly, I don't blame them because I don't like him either. I mean, if you guys remember the who knows each other better challenge. It was the part 2 one. I didn't plan for that to be a two-part episode, but Derek's phone was weird because I didn't have my phone to record that, so Derek sent me that footage. I posted it, but yeah, guys, if you remember actually no, that was part 1. Yeah, who knows you better challenge part 1. I said who's my least favorite teacher, and then I was naming them all of them off, and then I said Foster, and they're like, oh. And I went, Dustin Foster, I hate you. And then Bryce's like, okay, but yeah, guys, I was actually telling Derek, I don't like Foster and everything. And then Derek, the next day, he was saying, yeah, I understand why you hate him. Oh yeah, guys, one more thing I forgot to mention about Foster, which really made me mad. We had to go on a weekend for a robot competition for our robots to compete against each other. And what happened was with that is that you had to show up and do your robot, and you would get a free A, which is a test grade. Well, he gave us a C. This is why. For one, I had to work, and Derek didn't have any transportation besides me. So I told him the day before, I have to work. Is that all right if I leave around this and this time? And he's like, oh yeah, that's fine. So then I went to Foster. The day that we did that and everything, I had to leave at my time, and then I came back the next day, and I saw that I had a C, and I'm like, why did I get a C on this? He said, because you left early. I'm like, I told you I had to leave early. He's like, well, you should have told me. I said, I did tell you. So I should have got an A for that day, but instead, because of him, and I told him specifically everything, I got a C for that day. So yeah, guys. And then Derek, he had to get a C too, because I was the only transportation he had and everything. And then that's the day when Derek said, yeah, I can see why you don't like him. So yeah, guys, Foster's the most hated teacher. I think will ever probably be the most hated teacher ever. So yeah, guys, this has gone on for 23 minutes. So yeah, this is a pretty long video. This is actually longer than I thought this video would be. But yeah, guys, that's just I know I've been ranting a lot through this video, and I apologize for that. But yeah, guys, that is the top 5 teachers that I've had that has been the most hated. Alright, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here since it's gone on for a while. This is Trey Maximus. Peace out, everybody. I'll have a great day.